When we face moments of high risk to our lives, we desperately seek a force beyond the human that can protect and guide us. And although many may think of it as mere conjecture or senseless urban legends, the statistics speak for themselves. Thousands of people around the world have claimed to have been rescued by the supernatural in life or death situations. In this fascinating account, we delve into one of these incredible and magical testimonies, the case of Maricruz Hidalgo and Miguel Fernández, a couple from Almeria who experienced heavenly assistance at the precise moment to survive a car accident. We are faced with a story worthy of a movie, but with the peculiarity that this one is completely real. Join us on this astonishing journey as we explore how the inexplicable intertwines with our lives and how higher power can intervene in critical moments. Get ready to be amazed and discover the power that transcends the earthly. The existence of the entity known as the guardian angel or custodian angel has been widely rejected by the scientific community, which considers it simply a popular belief. However, it is surprising the number of testimonies that describe the presence of a luminous being in situations such as accidents or heart attacks. People claim to have experienced being out of their bodies, with their spirit in a supposed astral world. It is possible that these guardian angels exist in that energetic world, which has been described throughout history and in various cultures as a subtle plane of existence situated at a higher level of vibration than the dense physical plane. Perhaps this is the place from which we come to life and to which we return after death. If this were true, these beings of light would have the responsibility of ensuring that we fulfill our life program. In moments of serious unforeseen events or accidents that could endanger our existence, understanding life as a valuable and sacred opportunity to evolve spiritually through physical experience, these angels would have the ability to intervene invisibly, providing a subtle and ineffable additional dose of vital energy. This intervention would be capable of achieving remarkable feats, as we will narrate below. A young couple, newly married and full of hopes and dreams. Miguel Fernández, only 19 years old, was about to start his new job at Renfa. For this reason, they needed to find an apartment in Adra, a town in the province of Almeria where Maricruz Hidalgo's grandparents, 18 years old, live. Midweek, they made the decision to visit the grandparents' farmhouse, located in El Trebolar, a picturesque village hidden among mountains that offered stunning views of the Mediterranean. Maricruz's grandparents offered to help them find a place to live. It was already nighttime when they got into the shiny Seat 600, which curiously they had finished paying off that same day. Everything seemed like a dream come true. They were starting their life together with a clear goal in mind: to start a family and be happy. It seemed like the promised future, with work, a car, a home, and, in a few years, children, was getting closer and closer. Filled with excitement, they embarked on the journey to the picturesque village, overcoming the obstacles of a complicated road. At 9 o'clock on the night of October 1, 1975, after facing dozens of winding curves amidst the mountains, they found themselves on a straight road with a gentle incline. At that precise moment, Miguel felt a strong jerk of the steering wheel. He tried to react, but the car didn't respond. The Seat 600 sharply turned left, despite his struggling against it with all his strength. The car veered off the road and plunged down an embankment, crashing and bouncing violently, flying over 100 meters through the air. Then, another impact against the ground before tumbling and spinning down a slope of approximately 300 meters. Finally, it fell into a steep ravine with a sheer vertical drop, a free fall of over 50 meters surrounded by sharp rock walls and loose stones. As the car broke apart with each collision, its pieces scattered everywhere while it spun out of control, suffering brutal bounces after each impact. In a matter of seconds, during the 300 meters of the car's descent down the ravine, it lost its wheels, doors, gearbox, filters, and engine covers. And then, silence, the complete darkness of a moonless night. Two young people were trapped between the narrow stone gorges, far from the road where barely 2 cars passed by each day, let alone during the night. Even if someone had passed by, they would never have seen them in that inaccessible precipice. Around 3 in the morning, Maricruz Hidalgo woke up in pain. She noticed that her left arm was torn from the shoulder and her back didn't respond. She could barely move her left leg. As she felt it, she desperately realized that her calf was shattered and bleeding deeply. Additionally, she realized that a chunk of flesh was missing below her knee. In the darkness, she spotted the car on the edge of falling. It was a tremendous drop, maybe about 15 or 20 additional meters. Devastated, Maricruz closed her eyes. However, when she opened them again, everything seemed to suddenly light up. Despite the darkness of the night, she could see the depth and narrowness of the ravine clearly. Even though there was no moon, she distinguished everything better than in broad daylight. In her own words, everything seemed smooth and clearly illuminated. The pain disappeared, and she was able to stand up. She looked around for her husband. Miguel was unconscious, trapped amidst the twisted wreckage. Despite the spectacular nature of the accident and the grave circumstances, her mind was at ease. She began to feel the presence of someone beside her, an invisible presence that infused her with calmness and strength, allowing her to think clearly and in an organized manner. She knew she couldn't get her husband out of there, she didn't even try. She had to run and seek help. That strange invisible being held her as she effortlessly climbed up the cliffs. Even as blood poured from her huge leg wounds, it seemed incredible to her that she was ascending that steep slope without feeling pain and observing everything with an almost supernatural clarity. Once on the road, she continued to feel the presence of that familiar being beside her. It was a warm and comforting energy. Even though she couldn't see it, she didn't mind. She continued on her way, perfectly orienting herself in the darkness. Blood continued to trickle from her leg with each step, as well as from her arm wounds, but she kept walking for 14 kilometers without pain or rest. 4.5 hours later, she arrived at the village, at her grandparents' farmhouse. After explaining in detail the location of the car and her husband's condition, she lost consciousness. It took 6 men nearly 2 hours to rescue Miguel from the bottom of the ravine. Maricruz had been unconscious from 9 o'clock at night until 3 in the morning and had been bleeding for almost 11 hours. He had been unconscious for 10 hours and spent 14 hours until he was rescued from the ravine. According to the experts who examined the accident scene and saw the condition of the car, both of them should have died. And, of course, with such injuries, it was impossible for them to have made it out on their own, climbing 300 meters. The news surprised everyone who knew her, both for the spectacular nature of the event and for Maricruz Hidalgo's miraculous achievement. In an interview with them, they both agreed that it was a miracle. 43 years later, they still can't explain how Maricruz climbed up that place. They have visited the site of La Carroca many times and still contemplate those gorges of sharp stones with awe, remembering with a shudder how death brushed their lives. According to Maricruz, someone beyond was watching, or perhaps the existence of a guardian angel is real and capable of performing miracles like the ones she experienced. According to them, the remains of the car still lie in the eternal darkness of the mountain since descending the precipice is difficult. But if one could reach down there, they would find the remains of the wrecked Seat 600, still with traces of paint. These memories are an eternal testament to the strange fortune allied with the supernatural that they had the opportunity to live through. Thank you all for joining us in this shocking story. Be sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss future content full of mysteries, enigmas, and curiosities that surround us. Don't forget to like and share it with your friends. See you in the next video.